Hello and welcome, everybody. It's finally that time again this year. That's right, we are about to have auditions for the Dragon Age Season 3 campaign, the final campaign of the trilogy, at least in my tabletop universe. That's right. By the way, if you happen to hear any baby cooing or random rattle shaking in the background, that's just my son. He's playing in the living room behind me. He's excited for auditions too. If you are pretty new to my channel, in addition to video game Let's Plays, I also love playing tabletop games, whether it's Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or any variation thereof. And for the past several years, I have been hosting tabletop campaigns that I've been posting on my channel, and for the last several years, I have invited viewers to participate by throwing in auditions. If you are interested in seeing some of the previous campaigns that I've done in the past, or if you're curious in checking out the previous auditions from the past, which would probably greatly help you, if you're trying to audition for this campaign, I'll have links at least in the bottom description of this video. So let me go over some of the basics about the campaign itself. So this campaign will be taking place approximately 10 years after the events of Dragon Age Season 2, also known as Dragon Age Resurgence. For those of you major Dragon Age nerds, this is going to be around the year of the Dragon 949 in Thedas. Now, this is a spoiler warning for any of you who have not seen Dragon Age Resurgence, but by this point in the world, Thedas is actually divided up into 5 elemental regions, which is similar to the lore in The Last Airbender, but they're actually anti-regions. Instead of a specific region being very well attuned to a specific element, there are actually regions in Thedas where the element is diminished severely. So that is meant to be a very fresh and new thing that is totally different from the canon Dragon Age lore, pretty much completely based on the choices that the PC characters had made in Season 1 and Season 2. If you'd like to have more specific information on the different elemental regions of Thedas and kind of just the state of Thedas moving forward, your best bet would be to check out the Epilogue of Dragon Age Season 2, Dragon Age Intervention, and that should give you chock full of juicy lore things for you to think on. Again, I'll have links to that down in the description below. This campaign, just like all my other campaigns, is very story heavy. If you're the kind of person who are big into hacking and slashing and bringing creatures down from full HP to 0 HP, this is probably not the campaign for you. My availability for sessions typically are Saturdays or Sundays during the day. That kind of leaves my weekend evenings free. And keep in mind that I am in Eastern time. Typically we play about every other week kind of cadence, and sessions typically last around 5 hours. Here are the guidelines for auditioning for this campaign. Number 1, you must be 18 years of age or older, please. Number 2, be prepared for this campaign to be about a year-long commitment, give or take, starting around May or so. Number 3, you must have either a flexible or predictable schedule. And by predictable schedule, I mean if you have the type of job where your boss can call you up the day before and be like, hey, I really need you to come in tomorrow. That unfortunately is not very conducive to this campaign because we're going to be dealing, with other players, internationally even, in very different time zones. And so being able to solidify sessions ahead of time and commit to those sessions ahead of time is very, very important. And if we have people having to bail on the session at the last minute on a regular basis, that can get really challenging, and it's also not fair to the other players. So please, please, please either have a flexible schedule or a predictable schedule, again, for that whole year-long commitment, starting probably around May. Number 4, you must have a facecam/webcam and reliable internet connection. Because this is a very story-heavy campaign, that face-to-face type of interaction is very important. It really helps me and the players really get into character and really help, our chemistry and our character interactions just come alive if we're able to have that face-to-face. So that is one requirement that we do need to have in order for you to audition. Number 5, you do not have to have any prior experience to tabletop gaming or role-playing, as long as this is something that you just really want to try out. If this is something that you think you'd be really excited for and passionate about, that's all that matters to me. I would love to have you, and I always love being able to introduce people into tabletop gaming or role-playing. In fact, some of my favorite players in the past have been players who had never done tabletop gaming ever, but just always wanted to play. They are typically some of my favorite players that I get to work with. Number 6, I know, sweetheart. I know, baby. Number 6, it is not required for you to have seen my previous Dragon Age campaigns, but it would be very beneficial if you have. If you really want to binge watch them right now, again, the links will be in the bottom. You have some time to perhaps fly through some of them, maybe at like 1.5 speed or something if you really want to. They are pretty massive, but I think that it'd be a great benefit if you at least knew what happened prior, especially since a lot of things diverged from the canon video games. And number 7, anyone who has not been a main PC character in any of my previous campaigns are allowed to audition. In other words, if you were a spin-off PC character in any of my other campaigns before, you are allowed to audition. Here are the instructions for the auditions. Number 1, I would like for you to create a 5-minute or less video. Please keep it under 5 minutes, because if I have to go through a lot of auditions, it's super, super helpful if you're able to keep things concise and give me all the important points that you need within a 5-minute video. That should be plenty of time. In that video, I'd like for you to briefly introduce yourself. Even if I personally already know who you are, some of the viewers may not. Then pitch the character concept of the character that you would like to have participate in this campaign. All auditions are due by April 3rd, 2020. So you have about a month to send your auditions in. If you have an audition on your channel, it would be really helpful for you to post a comment down in the comment section below so that I can see that you have a audition video on your channel. Make sure that your audition is public so I'm able to see it, and that will definitely help me make sure that I don't miss somebody's audition. I will try to comment and give some feedback on your audition once I watch it. So if it's been a few days and I haven't left a comment on your video, it's possible somehow I might have missed it. So just keep trying to ping me so that I can make sure that I check it out and I see it. Finally, if you are really big into tabletop gaming, regardless of whether or not you're auditioning for this particular campaign, my Discord server is chock full of a lot of viewers who are very passionate about tabletop gaming of all types. It's been an amazing community that we've been built up. A lot of people have actually been able to find games with other players, GMs, or other campaigns of many different platforms. So I would highly recommend, if you are interested in an invite into our Discord server, so you can join in as well. And it's always super fun with during audition times in particular. And a lot of people who have auditions have said that the community on my Discord server has greatly helped them throughout the audition process. Highly recommend that you check us out. Just put a comment down in the comment section to let me know that you would like an invite in the Discord server, and I'll see what I can do about sending you a link to join us. That's all I got, everybody. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them again in the comments below, and I will try to answer them as quickly as possible. And I am so excited and so pumped to see both new and old faces trying out for this campaign. I am so excited to see what kind of stories we're going to be able to tell moving forward. Oh, and Brody says good luck too. So until then, love yourselves and love each other. Bye. Good luck.